Begin our newscast with Prop 36 and an update. The district attorney's office has announced yet another conviction under that new law, the law that imposes stricter sentences for repeat theft offenders. 17's Connor Dorr tells you how $280 worth of stolen goods is sending a man to prison for nearly 3 years.
46-year-old Juvenito Espinoza walked into this Target off of Mallview Road. He walked out with $281.30 worth of merchandise he didn't pay for. Espinoza took batteries and shavers. At the same time he was stealing, Highway Patrol officers were outside the Target to apprehend thieves. This is part of a task force with the Department of Justice and CHP to prevent and apprehend retail theft crime suspects. Espinoza was quickly arrested. He's had 10 prior convictions for petty theft on his record. In fact, he has a criminal record going all the way back to 1999. While Espinoza was convicted of the petty theft crimes, he was sentenced to probation in all of them and did not go to prison. In 2023, he had a strike for an assault with a deadly weapon. With Prop 36, he was sentenced to 2 years and 8 months in prison. He was also ordered to pay back all the victims the amount stolen in his prior crimes. The DA says if it hadn't been for Prop 36, he would have faced only a misdemeanor charge. In this past November general election, 77% of Kern voters approved Prop 36, the highest approval rate in the state. The DA has taken the brunt of the fight. Since December 18th under Prop 36, the DA has filed 489 drug-related offenses and 254 theft-related offenses. In total, that's 743 cases. We asked District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer for an interview, but she declined to comment. Reporting in East Bakersfield, Connor Dorr, 17 News.
Hey, yo, what's happening with the good people, man? This is your host, Most Great Day Late Dollar Short News, man. Go ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. It don't cost you nothing. We're on the road to 1,000. And on today's topic, this is a topic that I've been covering since it first took place. If you're not all familiar with the 3 strikes law in California, it was replaced by Proposition 47, which was a lighter sentence as opposed to the 3 strikes law. What the 3 strikes law was, if you had 2 felonies, your third felony would automatically strike you out if you had 2 prior violent criminal cases. So if you got a third case, no matter, what it was, burglary or, in some cases, petty theft, it was a man serving life for stealing a piece of pizza out here in California. So Proposition 47 kicked in when a lot of the Democrats was opposing the jails were packed. So they deemed it cruel and unusual punishment to have all these people behind bars for petty crimes such as, drug offenses and things of that nature. So they created the AB 109 and Prop 47. And pretty much Prop 47 was, they would give you chance after chance. You had to really do something to get incarcerated. I mean, something serious to get incarcerated. So that's when you seen an abundance of people doing smash and grab crimes and people, in the Bay Area with doing what they call bipping, busting in the cars, and things of that nature. So now Proposition 36 is a deterrent from all of those crimes that were happening. Now they're being stiffer. If you have more than 2 of those crimes, the third one would be a felony. So I'd advise you all, if you out here on these streets, man, and you playing these street games, man, you might want to clean it up. You might want to just get a real job, because you're going to get a job in prison, working for 32 cents an hour. You might hit a cool lick out here, say you come up on $10,000. Man, that's lawyer fees, man. That's lawyer, it ain't no money out here on these streets that's worth your time in prison, man. Your best day in prison don't compare it to your worst day out here on the streets, man. Trust me. Been there, done that. So this is a warning. I actually had the opportunity to meet District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer, and not on bad terms. My dad was a representative. He was a gentle giant of Bakersfield, man. So, he met a lot of politicians, man, and there were a lot of different people at his funeral, man, and rest in peace to my dad. But yeah, man, she's not playing. She's a stiffler on crime. So if you out here and you committing crimes and you hitting little petty licks and stuff like that, man, I'd advise you to try to find something else, man. They got cameras everywhere, and crime don't pay like you think it does. Man, this is your host, Most the Great, Daily Dollar Short News, man. Tap in and tell a friend. We out of here.